Hello everyone. Today I want to give you a few thoughts about civilization. What does it mean? How do we define it? And instead of just me talking, I have found a great resource that I want to share with you. It is Albert Schweitzer, the famous, and it is out of his book, Out of My Life and Thought. So I shall read to you a page, a little more than a page, and then talk. So please excuse this moving about. It is out of his chapter about his first activity, 1913 to 1917. And he says, "At the beginning of the summer of 1915, I awoke from some kind of mental daze. Why only criticize civilization? Why limit myself to analyzing ourselves as epigones? Why not work on something constructive?" I then began to search for the knowledge and convictions that comprise the will to civilization and the power to realize it. We inheritors of a past expanded into a work dealing with the restoration of civilization. As I worked along, the connection between civilization and our concept of the world became clear to me. I recognized that the catastrophe of civilization stemmed from a catastrophe in our thinking. The ideals of true civilization had lost because the idealistic attitude towards life in which they are rooted had gradually been lost. All the events that occur within nations and within mankind can be traced to spiritual causes stemming from the prevailing attitude toward life. But what is civilization? The essential element in civilization is the ethical perfecting of the individual as well as society. At the same time, every spiritual and every material step forward has significance for civilization. The will to civilization is, then, the universal will to progress that is conscious of the ethical as the highest value. In spite of the great importance we attach to the achievements of science and human prowess, it is obvious that only a humanity that is striving for ethical ends can benefit in full measure from material progress and can overcome the dangers that accompany it. The present situation was terrible proof of the misjudgment of the generation that had adopted a belief in an immanent power of progress realizing itself naturally and automatically, and which thought that it no longer needed any ethical ideals, but could advance toward its goals by means of knowledge and work alone. The only possible way out of chaos is for us to adopt a concept of the world based on the ideals of true civilization. But what is the nature of that concept of the world in which the will to general progress and the will to ethical progress join and are linked together. It consists in an ethical affirmation of the world and of life. What is affirmation of the world and of life? To us, Europeans, and to people of European descent everywhere, the will to is something so natural and so much a matter of course that it never occurs to us that it is rooted in a concept of life and springs from an act of the spirit. But if we look around us, we soon notice that what we take for granted is not at all natural. So, with these thoughts by Albert Schweitzer, I would like to challenge you to think about what is civilization and what is progress. Are we still holding up ethical views? Our world now, too much focused on progress and too little on ethical values? Are we combining both? Are we always taking into consideration our next, the people around us, the people that are meaningful to us, everyone in this, and future generations? So I'd be happy to read your thoughts on this and see what you think about civilization today, ethics, morale, civil courage. Is that still something that people practice? Or do people quite often look away when they see something harmful done to others? Have an honest think about it, and I do look forward to comments on these thoughts. Thank you for listening in today. Have a really good day and a really good thinking about the thoughts provoked by Albert Schweitzer. Thank you, and I'll see you again before the weekend. Take care.